Welcome back to the Can't Stop Talking podcast. I am so happy to be back after my 2-week trip, girls' trip to Europe. You guys, I miss you all so much. The last podcast were pre-recorded, so I just feel like it's been an eternity, and I'm really excited to get back into this, and especially with this episode because it's going to be more of the side of the Can't Stop Talking, where this is actually not business related, but you can use this in your business. But it's how I manifest in my daily life and how I really manifested the most perfect day where everything was paid for, literally saw a celebrity, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to explain. But my trip was amazing. A little update. I had the best time ever. We had a layover in 8 hours for London, which was so quick and so easy. I had an English breakfast. I actually like beans on toast. Who would have thought? We saw the Big Ben, we saw the London Eye, and we saw the Palace, which the Palace I was kind of shocked about. It was not up to my standards, actually. And I'm like, do they really live in there? That's shocking to me. And then we went to Ibiza, and I obviously partied my little booty off. We would literally go to bed when the sun was coming up at 6:30, talk about scaries, and we would sleep till 4 p.m. You guys. That's why I was never actually jet lagged coming home because I was on California time still. It was crazy, but that was so much fun. Some of the best clubs, if not, they call it the best club in the world. I saw amazing performers. I saw Fisher, Martin Garrix, David Guetta. So yeah, Rufus Du Sol. Ugh, I just love traveling. And then, of course, we had to party some more. So we went to the south of France and we had a little bit of relaxing days. And then we went to Saint Tropez where everything went down. And we ended in Nice. And it was just like the perfect once in a lifetime girls trip. And so I am just the biggest component. If you're listening to this and you want to book a trip, please do it. Please listen to me and just go for it. Money will always return, but memories won't. So that's that. And now let me teach you how to manifest on your trip. So I am the queen of manifestation. That was actually used to be my name on Instagram before I changed it to Samantha Aaron Coaching. Boring, I know, but it's more fitting. But anyways, so I was the queen of manifesting and I still am. And I'm really good at manifesting on vacation. And I know the reasons, and I'm going to share this today. But what happened, to lay the context, is before we went to Saint Tropez, we were really freaking out because our Airbnb had no reviews. So we have seen people on TikTok like Alex Earl and other, creators saying they were getting scammed in Europe from these bookings, and we were really nervous. And the other thing is we really wanted to, if the Airbnb was real, first our manifestation was the Airbnb is going to be real. The second manifestation was that the Airbnb was going to let us, check in early. The third manifestation is that I've heard we are going to Verde Beach, which is a hub for, everyone in the world. And I've heard that occasionally there might be a celebrity there. So my third manifestation is I really, really, really wanted to see a celebrity. My fourth manifestation is that Verde Beach, which is really expensive, was going to be completely paid for. And my fifth manifestation, I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. Hopefully my mom's not listening, is that I needed to kiss a European while I was abroad. Duh. And so let me tell you how the manifestation went. So let me back up a little bit. My friends on the trip were like, okay, yeah, like I know manifestation, but like you're being a little out there. You're asking for 5 things. These 5 things are a little crazy. Like you really think you're going to get see a celebrity, and you really think our whole table at Verde Beach is going to be paid for. I was like, yep, this is my universe. That's how it works. And why this works so well for me is a couple of things. And I've narrowed it down to these 3 things. One, I speak it into existence. So for me, talking out loud really helps. So I told them all day, I was like, these things are happening, right? We're going to meet a celebrity. It's going to be paid for. Our Airbnb is going to be real. Like I told them, I spoke it out to existence, and I told them what was going to happen. And I said, even if you don't believe it, I need you to believe it, right? And they said, okay, I'll believe it for you. And so I spoke it out into existence. The second thing is when you're on vacation, you're just in a good mood. And I actually really do believe that feelings are what attract your manifestation. It's what makes you a vibrational match when you are feeling really freaking good. And the other thing I do believe is I love affirmations, and I believe rewiring your brain, telling yourself affirmations over and over again also attracts your manifestation. But I think there's nothing like feeling good. And the reason why affirmations, I feel like, attract your manifestation is because thoughts create feelings within you. So it all comes down to feeling. So on vacation, you're just in a good mood, right? You're partying, you're living it up. You're like, there's not a care in the world. You're just already on a vibrational match to bring in your desires. The next thing is I did not give a rat's ass if my manifestation was actually going to come, right? I was like, I don't care. Like, I can pay for Verde Beach. I already was expecting to drop a lot of money there. I don't actually need to see a celebrity. And if our Airbnb wasn't real, then we would just, get a hotel. Like, it just wasn't that big of a deal. And so I made that very clear to my friends. After speaking it into existence, I said, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Whatever happens, happens. And it was coming from that place of unattached. I feel like a lot of the time we are so desperate. I need for this to happen. I need, to have a sold out launch. I need to manifest $10,000 this month. You don't need anything. And this is really big. And this is something that I might do a whole podcast episode on. But one thing I've been doing in my manifestation routine, and I honestly haven't been doing anything else, but has really, really been attracting crazy things into my life, is I've just been waking up and hitting snooze for 15 minutes and just really feeling the feelings of gratitude. Why am I going to cry right now? I've been so hormonal, you guys. On the way back from Europe, I literally started crying at Legally Blonde on the plane. And like, you guys know I love that movie and I just resonate with her being a boss ass bitch. But like, why was I crying? Like, it was crazy. Anyways, so I've just been snoozing my Lord and feeling the feelings of gratitude, feeling the feelings of, oh my God, I'm waking up in this bed and like I live in a house and I have food to feed myself and coffee and my family's healthy and I'm healthy and every day is just like a miracle. And from that place of gratitude, you guys, it's hard to be in lack. The opposite of lack is, being grateful for what you have. But the other thing is, I just feel like now anything on top of a shelter, food to eat, friends is just a bonus. And that's why things have been attracting, coming so quickly in because when you don't need something, it comes in, right? Like at the end of the day, I used to have this coach and she used to say the most amazing thing. She used to be like, you want 10K months, but you don't need it. You have a laptop, you have a house, you have food on the table, right? You have an iPhone. Like that's more than most people in the world have, honestly. And so waking up every morning and just feeling immensely grateful. And I've always heard people say this for years, obviously, but I feel like it's really clicking and I don't know what changed, but I've just been being like, I'm so lucky, right? Like, I feel like we go on Instagram and we see people making $500,000 and you feel in lack. But then when you take a step back and you're like, I'm just grateful my legs move and I'm grateful that I can breathe air and I'm grateful for my body and I'm grateful for, you know, just the fact that I could drink water, like anything, it really makes you stop in your tracks and say, yeah, I want all this stuff in the future and I have goals, but there is nothing like the present because that's all we have, right? Live each day like it's your last, and you're not going to want to live each day like you're striving for the next thing. You're going to want to be present and grateful for what you have. Wow, I did not know this podcast was going to take a turn. So, anyways, I've been feeling grateful. I've been in a good mood. I've been speaking it into existence, and I don't care regardless of what happens. So, we're on our way to Saint Tropez. We're driving there, and our Airbnb is like, you can check in early. And literally, my friend Dan's like, what the hell, you little witch? That means our Airbnb is one, real. And the fact that we can check in early is crazy. Because the guy basically had said, like, you guys can't check in early. There's someone, coming before you that we have to clean up after. So we get to our Airbnb. It is gorgeous, right? 2 big beds. In Europe, they like never give you big beds. There's air conditioning finally. It is so cute. And my best friend who booked it literally was like, this is insane. This Airbnb was half the price of all the other Airbnbs. Like you could not find, all the other Airbnbs were over $1,000 in Saint Tropez because it's one of the richest places in the world. And this one was $600. And she was like, sometimes you just have to take the risk. I'm like, hell yeah, you do, especially when you're manifesting and you have that belief that it's going to work out. So that's first. We checked in early and we had a real Airbnb. Next, our friend was in town, this man who we had met in Miami, who we knew was really wealthy. And he's an amazing guy. He's so sweet. He's just like a great friend. And he was like, I'm in Saint Tropez. And we were like, the hell? You're in Saint Tropez? And he was like, yes. And we were like, we're going to Verde Beach. He was like, add me to the reservation. So we go to Verde Beach and we add him to the reservation and fully prepared to pay for everything on our own. And he gets there and he says, I want you guys to know I care so much about your friendship. Like, I think you guys are amazing. And basically told us that the whole lunch was on him. He bought 1942. He bought the biggest bottle of wine I've ever goddamn seen in my life. Steak, literally, salad, burrata, like this whole lunch. I'm not surprised if it was $5,000. I am not surprised if it was $5,000, like at all. And he decided to pay for it all. It was him and his brother, and there was 4 of us. And he treated us to the nicest lunch in the whole freaking world. Insane. Next, I see this guy walking around that looks like he has bodyguards. I'm like, no freaking way. But I can sniff out a freaking celebrity. And I'm like, I think he's a celebrity. And I couldn't tell because no one was taking pictures of him. And then I finally typed in boxer without a lisp on my Safari. And up came Floyd Mayweather. And then when he came back in the room, I saw everyone taking videos of him. And I was like, Floyd Mayweather is at our brunch right now. Manifestation. Done. So at this point, I got Airbnb. I got to check in early to the Airbnb. We got a whole lunch paid for. And we met Floyd Mayweather. What the hell is going on? But I'm not surprised, honestly, you guys. Like, for me, I'm like, this is the power of manifestation. I love telling these stories, and my friends are always shocked. But like, my one friend, Tessa, is like, I'm not shocked. This is manifestation. This is Sam. This is believing in something that you can't even explain yourself. And so then we leave. We have the best freaking day. It was amazing. Swam in the ocean, and we go out to dinner that night. And then we rally and go to the clubs. Guys, I was dying this day. Like, so much fun, but so much drinking. And at the end of the night, we meet these guys. And this guy was like, come on my boat tomorrow in Saint Tropez. And I was like, we're leaving, but, and I was like, I gotta go. Grabbed his face, gave him a little smoosh because I had to get the 5th thing on my manifestation list. I had to, you guys. So kiss my European. He was amazing. Said goodbye, went home, woke up to a very nasty hangover, but a very grateful heart. And that is how I manifested my perfect day in Saint Tropez. So, like, let's go back over it. Speak it into existence. Go on a manifesting walk with your friend and tell her all the things that you want to manifest. Be in a good mood. Be grateful. List what you're grateful for and feel into the feelings of feeling grateful. And then be unattached to the outcome. And this is really how I manifested my perfect day. I love you guys all so much. Please, 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 if you liked this episode and you like the style of this episode, please message me on Instagram because I have no idea. Sometimes I just feel like these podcasts go into the ether and I'm like, do they even like this style? So if you want more of these, let me know. I have something free coming next week for my girlies who want to make 10K months and travel the world. If you want to be on the wait list, message me secret. Say you came from the podcast. I love to connect with you. But I love you guys so much and sending you all the most amazing manifesting vibes.